This match all came about because Shawn Michaels wanted to get his hands on Triple H after falling short in that 3 Stages of Hell match at Armageddon. The next night he called out Triple H, but Triple H wasn't the one who came out. It would be Y2J himself, Chris Jericho. Chris Jericho saying, "Oh, I'm sexier than you. I've got more charisma than you. I am better than you all around." The thing about it is, Chris Jericho just flaunting everything as Shawn Michaels, like he's the younger, hungrier stud that is just 100 times better than Shawn Michaels. Shawn Michaels has competed in some of the all-time great matches here in WWE. So if Jericho's going to talk his talk, he better be willing to step up and truly put out in this matchup. Because this match, it's not about who's prettier. It's not about who's better looking. It's about who the better athlete is, who the better professional wrestler is. Michaels gonna mock Chris Jericho. Michaels doing everything he can to get into the head of Chris Jericho. Jericho, when he called out Shawn Michaels and came after the Heartbreak Kid, you got to be careful what you wish for because you might just get it. As these two tie up once again, Shawn Michaels has a hammerlock on Jericho. And a back elbow by Michaels. Oh, countered. And a deep hip toss by the Heartbreak Kid. Gets the leg swept, but Michaels kicks back at Jericho. Quick little exchange right there between Jericho and Michaels. What a hot start to this matchup. These two tie up, collar and elbow. Once again, Michaels, though, with a side headlock takeover, trying to block Jericho from getting the head scissors. And Michaels maintaining control on that headlock. And again, just continuing to drive the force of that elbow, and a Michaels and comes back with a shoulder tackle. Michaels leaps up and over. Nope. And a slap of disrespect by Jericho, but Michaels returns the favor with a wicked right. As Jericho, oh my God! Jericho just got launched over the top and his head smashed into the front of the announce desk. Right in the front of the Spanish announce desk. Michaels went to jump up and over. Jericho thought he could outsmart Michaels, but a baseball slide by the Heartbreak Kid. Jericho thought he could outplay Michaels. Come on. Shawn Michaels created the game. You're just playing it. Michaels up at the top. High cross body. And a boot to the midsection as Michaels gets laid down by Y2J. Jericho has got a lot to prove in this match against Shawn Michaels. We know that Jericho is talented, but we also know how arrogant and cocky he is. And to come out and talk all this smack to Shawn Michaels, he's going to have to be able to back it up. It's just that simple. These two have gotten physical on a number of occasions. They've been ready to fight. They've been ready for this match for quite some time, leading up to WrestleMania, leading up to tonight, leading up to this very moment that we are in right now. Jericho and Michaels, who have both waited anxiously to get their hands on each other. And they're making the best of it. They're making sure that they give it all to each other. Jericho mentioning that he was happy to see Shawn Michaels come back, but not for the reasons you might think. Has nothing to do with, because I respect you or anything. It was so that he could fight Shawn Michaels. so that he could put an end to Shawn Michaels. Michaels looking for that figure 4 leg lock. He's got it. The Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels, paying homage to a man that Michaels has studied throughout his career, the legendary Nature Boy, Ric Flair. And Jericho was able to put the pressure on Michaels, turn things around, and now the submission has been broken on both ends as Michaels goes after the knee of Chris Jericho. And again, was looking to go for that figure 4, but Jericho kicks Michaels off, and Michaels gets sent hard into the post. That's all steel for Shawn Michaels. Shawn Michaels gets sent to the ropes, but ducks under. Jericho believes he sent Michaels over to the outside, but Michaels using that impressive core strength of his to head scissor Jericho to the outside, and up and over, high cross body, takes out Y2J. Jericho's really letting his cockiness get the best of him in this matchup. Just when he thinks he has Shawn Michaels' number, he does a little bit of showboating, and he turns his back to Michaels. That's the last thing you ever want to do to the Heartbreak Kid, is turn your back on him, because just when you think he's down, just when you think he's out, the resilience of the Heartbreak Kid shines. And what else is shining is this Walls of Jericho, putting all the pressure on the lower back of the Heartbreak Kid on the outside on the floor. You gotta get back in the ring. And it seems that Jericho's telling the ref to stop the count. Jericho could have had it won by countout, but that's not the way that Jericho wants this match to go. That is not how Y2J rolls. As he drives Michaels' lower back into the steel, targeting the back that Michaels had to retire from wrestling for 4 years because of. It seemed that the career of Michaels was over until he returned and became World Heavyweight Champion at Survivor Series last year. He'd become World Champion in the first ever Elimination Chamber match. Michaels pulling himself back up to his feet. Oh! And a nasty shot to the face of Michaels. And Jericho got the drop kick on Michaels. Jericho's got Michaels right where he wants him. This is a do or die. Backdrop suplex by Jericho. Michaels' back has been completely repaired. He spent 4 years away. Jericho saying, "I'm better than you." I don't know how true that is. Jericho certainly is good as an intelligent athlete inside the squared circle, to say the least. But one who believes that they are better than another has so much to prove. Or at least feels that they have so much to prove. Michaels, a man who's in a lane of his own. Michaels, who has been WWE champion time and time again, who has main evented WrestleManias. He has main evented pay-per-view after pay-per-view. He has competed in some of the most hellacious matches. From the boyhood dream being achieved at WrestleMania 12 to now, Michaels has always continued to level himself up, build to the next level of the game. The referee asking if Michaels wants to give up. Michaels is just not that man. Michaels will fight till his dying breath. Michaels has fought so hard to get back to this point in life. He is not going to let the dream die that quickly. As Michaels starts to fight back at Jericho. An opening coming for the Heartbreak Kid, but Jericho with a screwy rake to the eyes. Oh, now. Oh, the counters. It seemed that Jericho was looking for a back body drop. But instead, it looked like Michaels may have gotten a DDT. I'm not sure what happened there. Michaels leaving the blueprint for Chris Jericho. Words of Chris Jericho saying that, I used to look up to you, but now I've surpassed all that. Jericho is up on his feet, holding the ropes to keep himself up. Michaels now trying to pull himself up as he hits a right on Jericho. Both men trying to get shots in, but it's Michaels who's getting the better of the exchange. And a shot at Michaels. And taking a play out of Shawn Michaels' playbook. And now mocking the Heartbreak Kid. Wise as you thought it was. Wise is it not? As Michaels kips back up to his feet and goes right after Y2J. Now it's Michaels. You can't do it if you can't live it. And Michaels does it day in and day out. And Jericho gets sent for a ride off the back body drop. Michaels always finds a way to push the pain. Adrenaline running through his veins. When it comes to WrestleMania, the showstopper, Mr. WrestleMania steals the show with a moonsault off the top to Jericho. But Jericho stays alive. Michaels thought that was going to be enough to put Y2J away, but it wasn't quite enough to secure the victory. Michaels rolling Jericho through. Jericho's got Michaels. And now Michaels able to counter. Oh! And Michaels sending Jericho off of him. Michaels able to counter the walls of Jericho. Oh, and a Northern Light suplex by Jericho, but Michaels manages to kick out. Jericho tried to put all that weight down, but that core strength as Michaels bridges out. Perhaps taking a backslide. Both men were in a position looking for a backslide. Jericho got the knee to the midsection and follows up with a clothesline to the Heartbreak Kid. Both men are feeling the exhaustion. They've sent each other to the limit. You got to think Jericho is feeling the frustration of what do I have to do to put away Michaels. Perhaps I may have underestimated Michaels despite all the injuries that he's been through. Jericho looking for the lion salt. And he got it. But the question is, can Jericho get to the cover as he grasps for that midsection of his and hooks the far leg, but not enough to pull the lever to victory. Once again, lassos that leg, but it's not all there. Jericho, if you spend a little less time arguing with the referee about it being 3, and you focus a little bit more time on your opponent, you may just get it through. What a thunderous chop by Y2J. Sending Michaels hard into the ropes. And Michaels gets the boot into the face of Y2J. And leaps up at Jericho. But a wise counter by Jericho. And a rough mistake for Shawn Michaels. Jericho able to get the walls of Jericho on Michaels. Michaels in an excruciating amount of pain in no man's land. Center of the ring, nowhere to go as he scratches and claws, trying to fight his way to the bottom rope. When there's a will, there is a way. And Michaels finds the bottom rope. And now the rope break is being enforced. Jericho thought that was going to be enough to put away Michaels, but it was not quite, as Jericho looks once again to get the walls of Jericho on Michaels. Michaels rolls it through into a cover, but only enough for two. Michaels, what desperate times call for desperate measures, and that pin seemed much necessary. The double underhook into a backbreaker by Jericho. And now Jericho makes his climb up to the top. This is where you risk it all at the show of shows. When it comes to tens of thousands of fans in attendance, you put your body on the line and you risk it all. And a back elbow off the top takes out Michaels, launching himself like a torpedo. And now Jericho wants to send the final nail of disrespect. Is this flattering? I wouldn't quite say so about Jericho tuning up the band and nails the sweet chin music. And nearly decapitating the Heartbreak Kid. And nope, it's not going to end that way. You thought you could do it, but you can't play the Heartbreak Kid. Jericho tuning up his own band and then pulling the biggest play out of the Heartbreak Kid's playbook, but it wasn't enough to secure the victory. You're going to have to dig deeper than that if you're going to put away Shawn Michaels. A man who is driven by this newfound lease on life after having a second chance to live again through all the trauma, through all the pain Michaels has been through. He has found life again. And a shot to the midsection. Nope. Now down goes Jericho. Michaels looks to return the favor. Jericho got the sweet chin music on Michaels. It seemed that Michaels was thanking walls of Jericho, but instead a slingshot. Jericho hit the top of the post. And now a deep cover on Jericho, but not quite enough. That was a deep stack on Jericho, but not quite enough to put away Y2J. On a shot to the lower back, that forearm, and now Jericho continuing to go to work on Michaels. Jericho perching Michaels up at the top as he continues to inflict pain and cause damage to that fully repaired back. What's the condition of it? Just because your back is fully repaired doesn't mean it'll ever be 100%. Michaels has endured enough victories. Michaels shifted the weight. Michaels got the crossbody, shifting the weight. A massive turn of events for Michaels as he gets the arm over on Jericho for the victory. But it's not quite there. Jericho manages to survive. Jericho was thinking back suplex. Michaels able to shift the weight and land as a crossbody on Jericho. And now Michaels looks to go high risk, looking for high reward. Jericho had to do what he had to do. He kicked the referee into the ropes, and it took Michaels off his balance at the top. Jericho trying to play the innocent card. Jericho, a man who is far from innocent. Jericho looking for a superplex. This could put away everything once and for all, but Michaels blocks Jericho, and Jericho got sent face first into the mat off the top. Michaels is all alone up at the top. Jericho is laid flat on his back. Nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. Mr. WrestleMania drives the elbow through the heart of Chris Jericho. And we saw Jericho tune up the band, but there's nothing like the original, baby. And the band is being tuned. Oh, he went for sweet chin music, but Jericho ducked. And now looking for the walls once more. Jericho's got the walls. Jericho's got the walls. Michaels could be forced to tap. Michaels could be forced into submission at the biggest show of shows. That's it. Jericho drags Michaels into the center of the ring. It's got to be over. Michaels, though, continuing to stay with it. Michaels using the force of one arm with all the weight of Michaels being driven onto one arm. And once again, Michaels finds the will to survive and make it to the bottom rope. Jericho in full-fledged frustration as he grabs onto the referee. You could get yourself disqualified. Jericho arguing with the referee, saying that Michaels tapped out, which is far from the truth. But I can tell you one thing for sure and for certain. Sweet chin music finds the mark. Jericho spent too much time arguing with the referee, and he got caught with a sweet chin music. Now the question, can Michaels get there? And he does. But it took too long to make it. Jericho lives. He got all of that sweet chin music. Shawn Michaels got all of it. Now, the problem is Michaels didn't tune up the band fully ahead of time, so it wasn't all of it. But he got. That kick was flush, but he didn't tune up the band. So Michaels has Jericho in the corner. Oh, and Jericho whipping Michaels hard. Michaels hits spine into the turnbuckles now. A form to the spine. Oh, counter by Michaels. Michaels got Jericho. Michaels bested Jericho. Michaels pulled out the victory. What a match between two of the best. Jericho said he was an improved version, that he was better, that he has surpassed Shawn Michaels, but there are always tricks in the book to learn, and Michaels just pulled one of them out, and it gave him the victory here at WrestleMania against Chris Jericho. You got bested by the man that gave you your inspiration, but like I said, the man that gave you your inspiration, just because you saw all you know doesn't mean he's shown you all he knew. And Shawn Michaels gave Jericho a fight. Shawn Michaels gave Jericho everything, and he certainly bested Jericho. Emotions coming down the face of Jericho. Michaels extends the arm to show respect as these two hug it out. What a show of emotion. Oh! Screw you, Jericho. Jericho hit Michael low in the family jewels. What a cheap shot by Jericho. That is just pure scum. An absolute sore and bitter loser. Michaels had this match won. Michaels won the match. And they hugged it out only for Jericho to fake out Michaels and continue to show why he is so bitter and cocky.